It's coming up to one of the busiest times of the year for our arable farmers. Planting season is nearly upon us. That will mean more of these on our country roads and greater potential for accidents. Up until now, a complicated set of road laws have been enough to put some vehicle and equipment contractors out of business, like Bill Webb in the Bay of Plenty.
I couldn't operate legally. I couldn't see how I could operate legally around the work time rule.
So industry met with the government and a solution was eventually thrashed out. After a year of negotiations, they've come up with a solution to two of the major issues. The first is a simpler system of vehicle compliance. Anything which travels under 40 kilometres an hour is exempt from warrant of fitness requirements and must display a flashing amber light. And secondly, Class 1 licence holders are no longer held to the work time rule, meaning contractors won't be fined or prosecuted for working long hours at harvest time.
I've talked with our rural contractors immediately prior to and a number of farmers afterwards. I think very positive. Nothing's ever 100%, and you will get some who have one little view here and one there. But overall, as came through in the submissions prior to this announcement, I think the rural community is very happy with what we've done because it does simplify and lower compliance costs for them.
After consulting with those in the rural business world, the government launched a review of the current laws, this time last year. Simon Bridges says the review highlighted some basic need for changes.
There's a mismatch between actually a fairly prescriptive set of rules that applied and should rightly apply for big trucks and heavy industry, but didn't necessarily fit at all with the modern day requirements of farming and farming vehicles.
And industry groups are of the same mind.
Currently the legislation is so complex, and it's different for people who are contractors and who are farmers, that now we will have one definition of agricultural vehicle and agricultural purpose, and if you're involved in agriculture then you will fall under these provisions, and that will make life a lot simpler. It'll be easy to understand, easy to comply, and for the police easy to enforce.
Roger Parton from Rural Contractors New Zealand says after examining the proposed changes, there are a couple of small details to still be ironed out with the Minister.
An issue has arisen with the road user charges in relation to tractors over 40 kilometres an hour, and that is that they need to purchase a ruck distance licence. The only problem is there is no distance measuring equipment on tractors, no odometer, and you can't fit a habometer to them. So it makes that very difficult, and members are having a lot of frustration around the countryside trying to sort out what they're supposed to be doing, and we're taking this up as a matter of urgency with the Minister to see if we can get the matter resolved.
Mr Parton and contractors preparing for the busy season would ideally like any changes in place as soon as possible, but Simon Bridges says this season may be too soon.
I doubt there'll be any really big changes. In fact, I'm sure there won't be, but there may be able to be some tweaking where there's practical considerations around the workability of the rules.
Some changes still need to go past the Land Transport Forum, but all going well, the government says things should be in place by early next year. That's too late for the upcoming planting season, but after decades of waiting, it's a small price to pay for getting what you want. Chappell, Country 99 TV News.